All right. Hi, and welcome to the Ladies Clay Buzz.
Hello there.
How
How
are
are
you
you
guys
guys?
today?
Good,
Hey, everybody.
good, good,
Are we all
good.
just living our best lives?
Well, we're trying.
Absolutely.
Sponsors are. We are very fortunate to have them. Is Target Shotguns, Bob Schultz, and you can check him out or their store at www.targetshotguns.com for all of your shooting, gun, eye candy, accessories, voice release systems. Pat traps, you name it, Bob's got it. And then we also have Tetra Care, which is Greg Cohen, and you can check out all of your needs that you need for lubricating or cleaning, or I know, make sure that your firearm is working correctly at every shoot. So check out Tetra Care, and we have Tex Hollis, of
Our
course.
very own Tex Hollis.
Yeah, because he's got this badass, or bad, yeah, joy.
What does Tex Hollis do, Sandy?
Tex Hollis makes leather products. So with Tex Hollis, we also get to go to a shoot and experience. You can go in and watch his home away from home and see how he's doing and making things. We got
Anything
it.
leather, he does it.
Yes, anything leather, he does it. And beyond that, some things, right? So yeah, he doesn't do
Beyond that, sometimes, yeah, he
the
he
the, the
repairs,
cooking.
mends everything.
The cooking is joy.
So the
Yeah.
cool thing is, thinking about yesterday, I was on the line in my purple leather made by Tex Hollis, and I looked
Ooh.
down at the voice box, and there was a sticker on it in Wyoming that said Bob Schultz Target Shotguns. And I was like, look at us. It's amazing,
Dang, you know somebody.
right? It was pretty cool.
That's always
Next time,
fun.
take a picture and then we'll send it to Bob.
I
It'll
will.
be cool. Yeah.
Cool. So what do we
Yeah.
have in store for today, ladies?
Well, I'm introducing Miss Sandra Jo.
Okay.
And this has been a great, great fun ride. Let's see. Sandy, I have seen you out there, sweat, tears, dry, wet,
Cold.
cold, cold, hot, um, uh, in every aspect of loving this game. And you're truly, truly have a good heart for it. So, how many years have you actually been competitively shooting?
Well,
Not,
first I will cry right now because, you know, um, I don't think of myself as any different than anybody else. But like what
you are different.
Joy just brought up, that yes, I give my heart, my soul, and you can tell I feel it right now, even. I don't mean to be having tears. So get tough, lady, right? I'm on the shooting line right
You know
now.
why you're crying? Because you love this game
Too much.
and you love the people.
Yeah, I do.
Those tears are worth it. You deserve it.
Yeah,
So
because I
how
do.
long you been shooting, Wild One?
Well, I started shooting in 1987 with my dad. My dad brought me out, and at that year was about the only year that I really shot. But I could say that I excelled right away. I got 100 straight, just like right away. My dad knew that I was going to be this good trap shooter. And then I had kids for 14 years off, and then I got back into it in 2001 because my dad said we're going to do this again.
So wait,
And
you stopped and then you started? So
yes,
you
and
so life got in the way
yeah,
and then you started again?
You were
yeah,
adulting. You were busy adulting.
yeah. I was a busy,
Wow.
busy adulting. Yes.
Hey, how many times do we know how see people that do that? But thanks for coming back because you it's been a good ride.
Well, it was my dad. My dad. I'm the boy. I had a sister, but she's no longer here with me. But she was more the girl, and I was the tomboy. So whatever my dad wanted to do, okay, I'll do it. So in 2001, we started up again, and I went to a zone shoot after not really shooting for 14 years, just a little bit of practicing here and there. And I won the local zone with a 199. And everybody's like, who is that? That's how it kind of all started.
Surprise!
Here comes Sandy.
Yes. And I had on a purple, you'd love my vest. I still have it. It's a purple vest, and then you put 25, 50, 75, 100, which people don't wear really anymore. But
The kids
um,
do. Yeah.
yeah. So one time, I got to tell this funny story though. One time I was at a shoot in Owatonna, and this guy comes up to me and he points to the patch on my jacket and he says, I want one of those. And I said, you got to be a girl to have one of these. He went, oh.
Alrighty then.
He actually went and shot his first 25.
And he got one.
He got one, but he got a patch instead. Yeah. So then Dad and I were into shooting, for we go around just locally, in Wisconsin and South. He's from South Dakota. And then my dad passed away in 2004, and one of his best friends, Bill Groper, said, Sandy, you need to shoot his gun. It's I was shooting a Beretta a Beretta 391 a semi-auto, and I said I can't shoot a semi-auto. I can't shoot a break open. I'm just used to the automatic. Well, I went out and shot it, and it fit me like it was supposed to happen. I didn't have much tweaking, just had to raise the comb a little bit, and because it fell off one day, and I say my dad is with me at every single shoot since then. So my journey it's been a little tough because in the beginning when I first started shooting, it's like I didn't really have anybody after my dad passed away to guide me to where I'm supposed to go, what are you supposed to do? And so it was just a learning. I just had to learn all this myself. And here I am today, 20 some years later. Yeah.
So,
Like, do you feel like the game itself, the sport, is what has given you so much confidence and so much love for doing what you do? Just the game, is it personally and privately and then professionally? The game itself is what give you that confidence to go.
I do think so because when we talked about it before, Joy, in a podcast, we said where you go to shoot and you're on that high, and then you come home and you're on that low. How do you deal with that low? And there are days where I would get depressed. I mean, that sounds crazy. You go for 3 weeks from the Grand, you go from, Wisconsin straight to Iowa and then almost straight to the Grand American. And there's that low, that letdown. But then I always go, 2 days later or so, I get to go to another shoot. So that brings me back up to my high. And then
do you shoot other shoots too, other than ATA?
Yes, locally, I've been sharing on Facebook some of my craziness, when it's wintertime, and just letting people know that,
You wear shoes.
Yeah, and I wear boots and hat, protect my ears and everything. But I'm no different than anybody else. I'm going to go out there and suffer because I don't think that just because I shoot ATA that I shouldn't be enjoying the sport with everybody else and actually giving back and sharing and offering. And like at the shoot this weekend, I gave a guy a pair of my Pila glasses. I said, go try these. Or another guy, those blinders that I sell. Mm-hmm. Go put it on. If you like it, great. If not, then we can move on.
So, Sandy, I think there's a lot to be said about your positive energy. And I think when there's not a lot of people I've met in my life who can hold energy the way that I do in terms of bubbliness. And people oftentimes will say, Stephanie, are you high? I'm like, no, I'm high on life, right? Like, I'm just excited. When I get excited about stuff, it exudes out of me. And so I think for you, you are very much the same in this walking happiness, and people around you feel that energy, and they can drain it for sure, but I think you love the game so much and you get so excited. That's where you want to be, and that's your happy place. What do you do to stay in that positive energy to bring yourself into a win?
Okay, so that's where I think I don't know how I do it, but I can separate myself from being back, like talking with everybody, because I'll go from this person to this person, and this person doesn't want to say something. Okay, then I just go on to the next person. I'm sure we've got something to share about our shooting or our life. And I just think that it's just something inside of me that maybe it's my dad. I don't know. He's just telling me just keep being you. You know, I'm approachable,
Mm-hmm.
and I anybody can come and ask me any question, whatever. I will try and help, give, do whatever I need to do.
Well, I will say your energy is really great. And when we went to Vegas, that was kind of one of the first big ATA shoots we'd been to. We'd been to some ones back home, for sure. But I kept seeing the scoreboard, the Sandra Jo Jack. I'm like, who is she? And then I'm inside and I see this lady with short hair collecting all these trophies. And I'm just sitting across watching and well, I need a box for this because I have to get on an airplane. I'm gonna stuff my socks in it. And okay, what do you got here? And you're configuring and you're just going and then you go out there and you shoot another 200 or 200 after that. And I was just like, who is this? And then I realize it's you, right? Everything kind of comes together and I'm like, oh my God, I love this. I love this. And your energy is big and your energy is powerful. And for those who don't know, I do mental clays. And part of that is I'm talking a lot about shooting when you're happy. Because I don't know about you guys, but have you ever noticed when you go out and you shoot and you're angry or you're upset about something, either you kill the targets even harder or you miss them because you're angry? What's your
Well,
experiences?
Well, actually, at one of my shoots, one of my squad mates that I shot with for a while was not happy with just something that, after time when you shoot with somebody, the same squad, your dynamics can change, which is okay. But then he approached me afterwards at my car when I was getting ready. I was preparing myself for a doubles shoot off. And so I was crying. And I thought, oh my God, I got to go out there in a few minutes. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And I didn't do it. I lost that. And I tried to bring all my energy that nobody thought. But once I cry, my eyes start to swell up, and I was like, this is a good friend of mine. And I loved him dearly. And I did not want to lose him. And I did lose him for a while, but we're back, because I just thought it's not worth it. That energy we give, why be upset with anybody? Why, that doesn't help us at our game. If that answers the question, I don't know.
It
It,
really does, and I have happy music that I play during those times when I have left, when I'm headed to the field and something's happened, something was said, something was not right, something didn't feel right. I have this happy song I play, and it's in my mind. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm back in my safe zone. I'm happy. That's kind of my thing. And for years and years, I have seen you on that All American list. And myself, I have been fortunate to make it too. And
Congratulations.
we're so proud of how many times you have done this. And now you have reached a goal and you are our Lady 2 captain for 2026. Has there been glory with that?
hold on. While you're thinking, and how do you become captain? Is it because you have the highest points?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cumulative 7. You have to have, they take 7 of your top point scores.
Okay.
You could shoot 10, 15 shoots, but they're going to whittle it all down to the top 7. And that's all cumulative. And then you go, like somebody else has this many points. So I've been number 2 for many years and number 3 for many years. You've got Deborah O'Hay, fantastic shooter. You've got Shelly Heitner, and Shelly and I do a lot of battling for points in the Central. So I'm competing against her, and I love her to death too. I just, to be All American, I was very happy, but then it's like you get home and how do you share? You don't want to brag. You don't want to wear that hat, like here, I'm going to go to shoot and wear this hat marching around. This is last year.
What is that hat? Where do you get it? Do you buy it at Walmart?
Yes.
Okay.
You pay like $20,000 for this baby.
Oh, really? A $20,000
Oh.
hat?
So,
Oh.
um, it, And I was a little, okay, so this is going to sound really crazy, but I thought, okay, I get something. I get something for this, you know? I
To be
work really,
captain.
yeah, I work really hard. Well, I got a hat. This is captain, lady captain. So I'm waiting, you know. And the one of the best parts is my friends, how they reached out all the time to me. Congratulations, congratulations. But then I'm waiting for something else. There is not, the ATA doesn't give you anything else. And so I mean, and I'm not knocking that or anything, but for what we do, we go, we share, we journey,
The
we
money we
suffer,
spend,
the
the
money we spend,
nights,
everything. I was waiting for something. So
So you
that's what,
don't get a pouch or a bag or a
gold
vest,
football.
t-shirt or anything?
no, so that's when I went to Tex Hollis and said, I want a belt made.
Oh my
So
God.
I go in to get my belt made, and I come back a couple days later, and my buddy, Mike Hathaway, which makes this journey, that energy, even better. If you're speaking of energy, it's my friends, that especially my buddies that I travel with. And that little stinker pot bought my belt. He was so proud of me. He gave me something. The
He
ATA
did.
did.
We were all so proud of him, but he was really, really stickler on not letting you come in there and see what was going on. And we were kind of keeping everything a little secret. So
And it worked.
what's one of your favorite trophies? And well, let's back up. How many trophies what do you do with your trophies? And what's one of your favorite trophies?
Okay, so um, you asked me on one of the last podcasts, I think, to show
Yes, that's your 200, right? From
that
Vegas?
that's my 200 in Nevada State shoot. They
That
actually
is so cool.
so they actually give you a trophy when you're there, because I got to shoot off and I lost, you know, against how many other, like 8 other shooters. And I lost, but I still won as lady two
Yeah.
for winning 200. And then when I went to collect that, they said, would you like a belt buckle with your name on it? And I'm going, really? So they gave me this. And if you look real close, it's got my name.
Oh, that's
And
gorgeous.
I've never had anything printed besides my belt with my name on it.
I love it.
So,
Love that. That's gorgeous.
so I
That's
could,
a special piece that belongs to you.
yes.
Mm.
Who
I
wants
guess
it? Anybody
we'll
want to
see
bid
that.
on it? Highest bidder.
I think we ought to think about, they're putting it in the Hall of Fame, or we'll see about that in the museum or something. We'll see it in there, won't we?
Someday when I
Uh,
expire.
'Cause sometimes I um, donate my trophies to others, a kids organization that's trying to raise money. Not that I always keep something from that trophy. I keep a little piece from it,
Oh,
but uh, and it's usually little brass main plates of what I got. I keep
You'll
that
pop them
because
off.
it's special. That's special. It's something that I did, but I do donate mine back to
Mhm.
um, youth organization, a charity auction, something like that that will help others. Do you kind of? Yeah, I've seen you many times give up a bag out of the trunk of your car to somebody that didn't have one. I've seen it, so
So at
don't
one
even say you don't.
in Iowa, one year there was this young man and he didn't have a pouch. Well, he had, I don't know, something on him, but it wasn't like a cool leather pouch or anything. And I said, So I went to my car and I gave him this pouch. But with the pouch, I put a box of ammo in there. I thought, I can't just give him an empty one, because he just, I don't know, I just felt something with him. But then I signed it. So what I do then is I give a lot of them away. I call them the little man purses, the little 4 packs,
hmm.
or the pouches that go on you. And I say, well, because the young boys probably don't want a lady two, trophy. And I say, yeah, but you can just tell them, do you have one by Sandra Jo Jack when I
Right.
sign it? Not that really matters, but or scratch it, scratch lady two
That's
out.
our famous champion star that we're so very proud of. And we think that you're doing an awesome job out there. And I only wish I had just a little bit of the focus that you have. But hey, the 27's coming my way. 27's coming my way. That's my goal. So,
Yeah,
Yes,
but
it
watch
is.
what you wish for. I bounce back and forth from 27 to 26, 27. I actually did go to the 25-yard line that I haven't been there in probably 10 years. But even myself, I'm not above knowing that it was not working out for me at the 27-yard line. So I moved forward to the 26 and I stayed there for a little while and then I moved to the 25 because I knew and it's easy to say, oh, the glory at the 27-yard line. That does not bother me one bit. I'm about me. I don't care what other people want to say that, oh, she's only at the 25-yard line. Because I did have the comment, oh, well, you're only at the 25-yard line. No, I know what's good for me.
Yeah.
And I'm back to 26 again.
like you pay a lot for that yardage.
Yes.
You work hard for that yardage. But again, just like you said, you know what works for you, that makes you stay positive, that makes you stay happy, that makes you stay in the game, that makes you stay confident.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see.
Because if I don't feel good out there, knowing that, okay, I'm going to shoot maybe an 89, because handicap, I'm a one-eyed shooter. So I close my left eye, and I've been explained that for me to see, maybe that depth perception just isn't quite there. But once I start locking in again, I'm back in the game. And with that one eye thing, when I first kind of started, I had so many people, mostly men, ask me or tell me, you would be a much better shot if you open both eyes. And my response was a lot of times was, I just shot a 199. What did you shoot? they don't say anything after that.
Yeah, then they're done.
Yeah. So it's I can't shoot with two eyes open. The targets get all mixed up out there in the barrel and that. I have a nearsighted eye and a farsighted eye and astigmatism. So I got a lot of crap going on here. And so I have made it work from what I do, what I got to make it to where I'm at. So if it was that bad, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be lady to captain if it was not okay to shoot with one eye open.
Well, good job. You do it well. One thing I was super impressed by you when I saw you in Vegas and then in Tucson is you are a woman traveling alone and to all these shoots. And you're flying, right? Like you
Yeah.
flew to Vegas and then rented a car and drove to Tucson. I
Yes.
can't imagine that you travel light. So, what does that look like? And what are some of the things that you experience traveling to some of these big shoots by yourself? I would imagine there's fear. I don't know, like what's going on?
Yeah.
Trunk
No.
load of ammo, what?
Yeah. How do you get your gun there? How do you get your ammo there? Like all the things.
Well,
And
that's
P.S., you still have to have sunscreen, eye drops, and all that stuff.
Right.
so that's one thing is that I've never really had fear. I don't know. My sister would make me go into our house and check under the beds. My parents weren't home. Go in every closet. Blah blah blah. So I don't know. I just don't have any fear. And independent growing up as an army brat, I say my dad was in the army. We moved most of our life, from this town to this town. My 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade was at different schools. So I became an independent person. And then when my sister was killed by a drunk driver in 1980, I became even more independent. So when I go, I'm comfortable. I have no problem being in my own skin, being by myself. And when I get on an airplane, I have 2 suitcases and my gun case. One suitcase I've learned, the one that you can put up above, in the carry-on, is strictly shooting stuff. So I don't
Okay.
some shooting stuff in the big suitcase with my pants, my shorts, my undies, whatever is in there.
So you
So
check a bag and your gun, and then you have a carry-on.
yeah.
Okay.
So that carry-on, when I get to the shoot and say I get my rental car, all I got to do is have that bag each day. I know everything is in there instead of searching, digging, where's this, where's that.
That's
So
smart.
that has really helped me a lot. And then I do stuff my gun case with a bunch of stuff, for the TSA to see. Yeah. And then I rent a car and just go to the shoots. And
What do you do
yes.
about ammo?
Oh, I shoot for Remington. I'm sponsored by Remington Ammunition. This is my third year with them. Mike Hampton, who's in charge of that, approached me a few years ago and asked me, and I said yes. Well, I get them shipped if I need ammo. Or I do have to admit, as a team member, you have your friends, you have your team members. Some will actually haul ammo for you.
Oh,
Yes, they'll have it. And then I just pay them back when I see them with my car.
Is it hard to travel with your gun? Do you ever
No,
have any issues with traveling through?
no, because I think the airlines have really narrowed that down. You go to the airport and you go right to the check-in, and then you put the declaration that says it's not loaded. Then you walk over to TSA, they open it or whatever, they scan it, and then you just go. So when you go to pick it up, you go to the special room that oversized. So you've got your skis or whatever, the bigger
dog,
stuff. So
animal.
now you don't really. I've never had to worry about. I just fly Delta because I know that they care, and I have heard horror stories where it'll come down a luggage rack. If it ever came down the luggage rack, I would not be very happy because anybody could walk off with that. So I go, what I've learned to do also is I go right to the special room when I'm going to pick it up and let them know I'm here to pick up my gun, but I'm going to get my luggage first. So it's always good to let them know because you're watching for your suitcase to come down.
Nice.
And I don't know, I always bring too much clothes. And maybe
Don't we all?
yes. And
Yeah.
I'm quite like Joy.
You're supposed to pack your suitcase and then open up, take half of it out.
I kind of do that because, yeah, but I need a lot of socks, with crazy, crazy themes on them. Yeah.
What
So
is some of the hardest, what's one of the hardest things you've experienced traveling alone?
you mean like getting in a car, driving?
Any of it. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, because you have to navigate on your own. You have to,
I get lost. I get lost very easily.
okay.
So I have to ask or call somebody because I'm kind of like directionally challenged. I think that goes with my personality. And even at shoots, like at the Grand American, when I first started shooting, how the numbers go A, B, C, D, right? Yeah, at the Grand. And squad leader, get the sheet, head down the other way, and I'm looking, and I'm going, well, where did everybody go? They let me do that. My buddies let me go the other way. Then I look that, I go, crap. So I do that once in a while, go the wrong way. And I'm not afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
That's one thing is, I need help with this. So
P.S. Even if there's 2 or 3 in a car, we've been lost in Arkansas, Louisiana, Wyoming,
you called me the
Texas.
other day telling me you were lost and you're in your own freaking state.
I was in Louisiana.
Sorry.
We're lost in Louisiana. It's kind of like a little, but hey, it happens every day. It makes the trail much more entertaining, doesn't it?
Yeah. So traveling by myself is not bad. And plus, I don't think anybody's going to fit in my car because
That's fair.
my car's not like humongous. It's an Equinox, so it's made just for me and my stuff.
What have been some of the challenges being a Lady One shooter or Lady Two competitor and All American?
Well, you did say Lady One. I did start out as a Lady One, so that's a good question, And then we get to a certain age, which they better not create a Lady Three. Oh my gosh, I'd be so upset, right, Joy? Lady Three would be like, guys, don't do that. So
This one.
what's that?
It took us a while to get to this one.
Yes, it did. So what was the question again?
Just some of the challenges that you've maybe experienced being a Lady One or Lady Two competitor.
as a lady that, um, let's say, well, like I said, the like when I first started, now people don't bother me as much because a lot of people know me. I was at a shoot in Missouri, and I didn't know these people. I just kind of raced in, squatted. This was quite a few years, maybe about 7, 8 years back. And I'm squad leader, and I miss first target out. And I'm like, okay, you got this, which I always do. If I miss a target, which I just did that in Tucson, I missed the first target out, ran the rest 199 because I tell myself, you're okay.
Mm-hmm. You're okay.
Then settle right back in there. So we get done with that round in between 25s, and one of the, I guess like the head guy of the 4 that they all knew each other, he says to me, "You weren't ready." I thought, would he said that to his guy friend?
No,
probably not. And so I looked at him and I said, "You're right." I went out there and ended up having a 200 that day, running singles, like 99 and then another 100 or whatever. And so I found him later and I said, "Thank you." I said, "If you hadn't have told me I wasn't ready," but I think that just made me just like...
You dug deeper.
I dug deeper. Mm-hmm. And you are okay. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's when I started that it's okay. Mm-hmm. You miss one, you're okay. And then just keep going, because I wasn't going to let him win.
Right.
So that's a challenge. And I'm not trying to pick on the man. Please, that's not what I'm trying to say.
But there is something to be said about being a female who's good in a men's dominated sport. And some of them get their panties in a twist when they are beat by a female, and they don't know what to do with that. So you have to be able to trash talk a little bit, have some sarcasm about yourself, have a one-liner that comes out, and beat them.
Yeah. And I do. I feel that I can just jump right in with conversations. I mean, I don't snoot anybody. I don't act better than anybody. At least I think. I mean, I hope that the viewers think the same thing about me, because I just love shooting, and
as you should.
Yes, it's my hobby.
That's such a positivity. Just that simple thing. I just love shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I just love it. I just love it. I'm in love with the game. I'm in love with the people. I'm in love with the aroma. I'm in love with the guns. I'm in love with the, well, I kind of hate them orange things that fly through the air because.
So that made me just think that, so a lot of people call me the singles queen. I do like to say I own them singles. Even, I mean, I can compete with anybody on singles. And I hear a lot, because I don't know, there's just something inside of me. I step up to that line, it's like every one of them is gone, already before I'm even shooting them. And when you're standing back there waiting to go out on the line, and your fellow squad mates will usually go, "Oh, I hate singles. They're so boring. Oh, I'd rather dig a ditch. I'm wandering. I'm doing this." And you know what I say? Thank you.
Yeah, they're making a path. Yep.
I don't have to worry about running 100 against you in a shoot-off now, because you're bye-bye. I mean, really, I do. And I'll tell them that. I said, "Why would you even say that?" Yeah. "Well, they're so boring, And I said, "Well, that's why you're shooting the scores you are shooting. You're not getting those hundreds." I mean, I get those hundreds a lot because I love, and I'm not saying I don't love handicap and doubles. I'm just not as good at them, but I love them all. Bring it on.
Yeah, I agree with you.
One more thing that I've experienced when you're saying what some of the difficulties as a lady in the shooting. I've been in the clubhouse and we're watching scores, roll up and down on the screen. And I was at a shoot and two men said this. They said, "Wow, if I was a lady too, especially because we are older. I mean, we're going to accept it. If I was a lady too, then wow, I should be a lady too with those. Look at those scores. I mean, because it was windy that day or something. This was in Tucson. I think that was during that spring grand when it snowed. And I mean, we're used to that here where I shoot or Stephanie does. Joy doesn't know what that's about. But I looked at the guy. I mean, this guy's sitting right next to me. And I said, let's go out on the shooting line right now. Because he was belittling our scores.
Yep.
Don't belittle anybody because you don't know. You have no idea what they had to go through that day. So I said, let's go out there.
Boy,
I'll battle with you out there right now if you think that us ladies aren't worth it. He didn't say anything. He didn't get up either. He just sat there. Whoops.
Well, and I think that's the biggest thing. I think there's an assumption sometimes that lady shooters are not as good, but they can be just as good. And generally speaking, what I have seen, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, at shoots, there's usually a pattern if everybody's struggling. It's the weather, it's the houses, like something is happening, right? Like generally speaking, everybody's scores are lower than usual.
yeah.
Unless somebody has an epic day.
Obviously, you can tell. You can see that for sure. That oh man, those are the 86 is high. Man, that was some really suffering and really struggling to get that. That's what I
So
think sometimes.
So instead of saying the negative, he could
Right.
have said, wow, that was really hard today, wasn't it? That's what I would say.
Mhm.
Hey, you did amazing. Because no matter what, I feel like I've done amazing. And
You have. And
yeah.
keep in mind, negative comments come out of insecurities.
Mm.
So, in general, as a society, doing therapy for almost 20 years now, people are negative because of their own insecurities and they're not comfortable with who they are. And it gets projected onto those who are positive or outstanding or doing really great. And so it's almost a backsided compliment, right? But sometimes I just offer back to them, yeah, I wish you would have shot better too.
Or you should have tried harder.
Yeah, you should have tried. You should have shown up today, right?
See, as my loving friend Yanni Mae Gaddy says, try harder,
Try harder.
Chahada, hada hada.
try
Yeah.
harder. You have to say it in her English Texas brogue, so I
It fits.
always think that's funny. So
San,
it's always funny.
Sandy, what all have you done with the ATA? How have you been involved with them?
Okay. I do like to help out at a shoot anytime. I mean, I will go, well, and this not we're not saying for the ATA, but
Yeah, yeah.
as an ATA shooter, you're saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okay. I like to help pick up empty holes. So when I first was with target shotguns, and Bob said he would get calls, people would actually call and say, "Do you know what Sandy's doing today? She's actually out there picking up holes." And he goes, "Yeah, that's what she does."
Yeah.
Because I don't throw them on the ground unless maybe once in a while, maybe for doubles if I
Mhm.
forget my or something. But I believe we all should pitch in, because these workers are working pretty darn hard for us. So I do like to help clean up, or was on the trophy committee in Wisconsin for 6 years. So I understand the trophy part of what it takes when I go to a shoot and do see some of the trophies that are presented to us. Yes, sometimes I'm not happy with them. A lot of people aren't happy with them, but I knew what it took
Sure.
to do that job, and don't complain about it. Just give us good, positive feedback. So I've done that. I help volunteer at my clubs, with people. I like to give back. If anybody has any questions, I'll help. And I don't know. I just try to do anything and everything I can.
That's a nice segue because when we think about manifestation and manifesting world champion, how many times have you won a world champion?
Well, that's so there. I get all high about that. I did. I won over the years. Some championship like handicap championship or singles championships. And in 2019, I won the lady world champion with a 199. And then the next year, 2020, I backed it up with the same score and winning it again. And there's not very many ladies in the ATA that can actually say they've done it 2 years in a row. And then 2019, I also won the doubles championship. And granted, I'm not the best doubles shooter. I do give it my all. I'm a one-eye double shooter, and anybody that shoots one eye, it's a challenge because we're going from one side to the other. But I shot a 97 at the Grand American, and I thought I got my butt kicked, especially by the famous Deborah O'Hay. She owns the doubles. I was so proud of myself that I actually did it that day. So I have three world championship. I have a belt buckle, a urn thing.
Oh.
That's got the handles on it. I always I can put my ashes in it
Put your
later.
ashes in it, yeah.
And a shooting bag. So yeah,
I love it. So in terms of manifesting or wanting or having dreams, we talk about in a world of, why wasn't this given to me? Why didn't I accomplish this? And a lot of it is being at a certain vibration of the universe and giving back in whatever realm you're in and however you need to give back. And it sounds like that's exactly what you've been doing. You've been giving back. You've been practicing. You've been acknowledging what you're capable of and owning it when you get to the line. And that's the trifecta of dominating something that you're good at. And it's not that you sit in bed at night and you ask to be given this. You work your ass off to get what you've gotten, but you give back. And that's a huge piece, is to give and help others, but own your world. When you've got it, girl, you go and you do what you do, and you don't ever apologize for it.
No, and I am known for I'm known for speaking up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just the way I am. My dad, being an Army brat, we were raised in all kinds of environments from people from all over the world that came in and out every month. So I had new friends all the time. And he says, you can't let anybody walk on you, because if you do, with all the journeys my sister and I had to deal with by moving and making a friend and losing a friend and making a friend, and they're gone in relationships or anything, I have to be strong. So I am some people have said I'm kind of like a badass. It's not that I think I'm a badass. I just can't take, because I would be walked on a lot, especially in a male dominant sport. As females, that can happen to us. And I'm not saying I do that just because of that, but it's my personality. And
stand up for what you believe in.
Yes, and I believe in this sport.
Awesome.
And I believe in the ladies, also the youth, the men, anybody. And I really like it when even guys come and ask me, what do I got to do this? What do you do? How do you do this? How do you what do I got to do today? It's windy. And I'll give them my advice. Whether they take a bitty piece from it, great. And then they come back and tell me, that was my first 98. That was my first 99. And I'm like, yes.
Have you ever had some just roadblocks that you just, people would just stand there and not let you succeed to the other side? I know I have, being a lady shooter, especially from the culture that I'm in, they have a hard time being told by a lady things, stuff like that. Have you had those roadblocks? I know I've had it like 3 times from my state, and these are just roadblocks that they try to just stop you. You're not going to kill my soul. You're not going to kill my spirit because I love this game too much. Have you ever experienced that?
Well, yeah. Let's go back to the trophy thing. I gave my heart and soul to that trophy committee. I mean, it took me and another friend of mine, Dennis Minks, at least 6 months out of the year to get everything together. I would ask sponsors. Hardly any event was not paid for. I gave it all. I would do hat raffles. I did way above and beyond, but you asked me to do something, I'm going to give all my energy to it. And then I read about it in the minutes that two other ladies wanted that job and they gave it to them. How sad was that?
I mean by roadblocks, because it kind of hurts your heart.
It hurt.
And yeah, and
It hurt my heart for years, and I decided I wasn't going to help, and that's Wisconsin. I wasn't going to help anymore because I gave everything, and you didn't even have the decency to call me. I read it in the minute.
times is a ugly word, isn't it? But it happens. It'll happen.
And just so other folks think about the things that you do or say, or how you act, or you snub. Just think about that at a trap shoot. If somebody looks like they're having a bad day, I'll go and try to talk to them, or if they don't want to talk, that's fine too. But you can feel people's energy, like Stephanie always says. You can feel our energies.
Pray that so much on our face,
Yes.
So I'm always available, to approach and give back. But I don't know if I can give you all of my 100 straight secrets, because I don't want to give them all out. No, just kidding. I want to be singles queen.
He likes to talk too much. She's going to spill it.
Yeah. just hang out with her.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you know how you do that? I'll tell you. Love the game. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
And that's 100% true. Yeah. All.
Joy, do you have any other questions you'd like to ask her?
No, but I have got a doozy of a rule.
I can't wait. What do we got?
Well, this is one that I got dinged on in Georgia a couple of years ago. Then the very next week, one of my kids got dinged on.
Ding dong?
And then dinged, said something too. And then, and they will say something to a contestant at shoot-offs at the Grand particularly. Now, I call it the foot rule. It's on page 30. And what it says is, when firing, the contestant's feet, plural, must be behind the firing mark at the 16-yard line. Not on it, not touching it, behind it. On the handicap also is to be assigned to him or her depending on that blah, 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 blah. The contestant must stand with at least 1 foot, single, 1 foot, on an imaginary.
I'm seeing it. You imagining it, Stephanie?
Imaginary line drawn through the center of the trap and continuing through the center of the post. Or have 1 foot on each side of that imaginary line.
Yes. Exceptions
to the rule contain second sentence of the paragraph where the referees. Now, due to inadequacies, talk about the chair shooters, where the chair shooters have to be in their position, stuff like that. But let's go to this imaginary line.
What if we all imagine it different? What if my imaginary line is squiggly?
You're right.
Like, what if my imaginary line is diagonal?
Well, you gotta have common sense.
Okay, here, let's back up. Let's back up. What if the shoot management didn't trim around or edge around the pad, and you're now pretty narrow? Now I wear a size 6.5 shoe, and sometimes I have to scoot the grass back. Have y'all experienced that?
Well, you can, and it also says that in the rule book that if there's any kind of interference where you're going to stand, you are allowed to move to accommodate. Like if there's a bump in it or a crack or something.
Are we talking about the imaginary line again?
Oh, I thought you said interference like grass and stuff.
Yeah. But that's the pad that they gave you to shoot on.
Yeah. Well, There's
Who
some people
makes
that
up
say
all these rules? Is
the
there a
executive.
committee?
Yeah, there's a.
Executive committee. Why did they make this rule, ladies?
Because somebody.
Where would it be a benefit? Where would it be that you have to shoot and have this imaginary line have to be in the middle of the pad, or you have to have your foot or feet on that imaginary line?
Well, there
Or,
has to be a guideline somewhere, or people would be standing wherever they want to stand.
you can stand in your pad wherever you want to in the sporting game of skeet. You can stand anywhere you want to on that pad.
Because they don't follow rules like we do.
All right, Joy. So why is it there?
Because, and I don't know the date on it, but I did ask, and I have brought it up several times. Why are we talking about an imaginary line that you're imagining squiggly lines and you're imagining diagonal lines, and I'm seeing a different line?
I'm seeing double.
It can be polka dotted lines because years ago someone stepped too close on 5 and then too close on 1. It's mainly on your 1 and 5 that they concluded that they were taking advantage of the game.
Well, yeah, because some I've been explained that if you crowd on 5 and you crowd on 1 to the inside, you're lessening that
angle,
which I've never thought of till somebody told me that, because I don't like putting that kind of stuff in my brain.
But let's back up. I thought you were drawing a horizontal line, not a vertical line, imaginarily in your brain. Yeah, I thought it was going this way, and you had to have one foot like this. You're going this way, and you have to have a foot like this.
How long have you been shooting?
I mean, aren't these funny? I mean, so is this? Here's another question to y'all, ladies. Is this a disqualifiable offense?
I bet it is.
It is.
I bet their imaginary line is important.
It is not.
Okay. It says you have.
It's a no target event, and you have to reshoot it until you make the correction. So if anybody says I can disqualify you for not having your feet right, it's not a disqualifiable offense. It's a no target until you make the correction, according to the book on page 30, section 10.
So does that mean you miss however many times you shot with your feet like that, then you get losses? Loss.
No, you have to make the correction. When the referee comes to correct you, at that point, you have to make the correction. And it's a no target until you make the correction.
But what if it goes around in the circle? Everybody's shot. You can't say that they're all out of order and
shoulda, woulda, coulda. I mean, I have argued with this imaginary line for several years, especially because I'm a lefty, one eye, and I stand far on 1 because I turn my back to all my squad mates. Y'all may do it on 5, but I'm opposite. And he told me that he could disqualify me, so I discovered that he could not have disqualified me.
Okay. Good to know. That's a great rule. Thank you, Joy.
How about that imaginary line? That's what's really fun.
The vertical one, not horizontal.
Well, while you were talking about that, I was thinking about something else that brings me joy not Joy Hollis.
Joy.
Happy. Okay, brings me happiness when I'm shooting is my son, Brandon, joins me at my state shoot.
Oh, does he shoot?
Yeah, he's a good shot. Anything that flies, it dies. He's a goose hunter, duck hunter. He doesn't shoot very much traps, so once a year he comes to the Wisconsin State Shoot and he shoots with me.
Cool.
And I don't care what I shoot, what would happen. I'm not really concentrating on him, but once in a while I'm like, come on now, I know you can do better than that. But it just brings me so much happiness just to have him for one 200 event out of the whole year. Plus, he's got to bring the camper for me.
Special, and your attitude is always so good when you have special people that are there that you love and help uplift you. You know, I had a mentor, Jim Porter, that I don't think the man ever said anything negative. He was always a eternal optimist. Isn't that what we always kind of wanted to be, as an eternal optimist, just to see the good and the positive and the smile on everyone's face. And even if you had a horrible day, he could turn it around. And that's what I see Brandon do for you, especially at your state shoot. I've got to witness that.
And you got to
And
meet him and his wife,
yeah,
Alyssa. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm sourdough when we're closer, but
Well, next
but
year's show, he'll bring some for you,
but
probably.
I've seen that light up on your face when he is there, uh, and even talking to him, he is the same way. He is so proud of his mother that he said, "Man, can you believe that is my mother standing there doing that?" And I've stood back on the lines and talked to him while you were in a shoot off for your state shoot, and that's when I had an opportunity to be with him, and
But
that
like,
was really special.
Mom, you're always talking. Mom, you're always talking to everybody. Do you have to talk to everybody? Yeah, I do. And then I like to
Yeah, but he's very
introduce,
proud of you.
yeah, and introduce him to everybody too. That this is my son Brandon, and Alyssa, and these are my grandpuppies, Red
Yeah.
and Sunny.
On that note of talking too much, I just want to thank everybody for listening and watching today. I want to thank Bob Schultz with Target Shotguns, Tex Hollis making us all look great on the line, and also Tetra Gun Lube. So we will be back again, just entertaining you guys and educating you along the way. So with that being said, we'll see you on the line.
Just remember,
Bye bye.
always that manifesting positive energy.
It'll
It goes
get
a
you.
long way. And if you got to come and say, I want some of that, tap me on the shoulder. I'll give it to you. But I'm not giving it all away because
I charge for mine.
oh, mine's free.
Mine, you have to come for breakfast, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys. Bye.